In this video, I'm going to show you how to optimize your service pages to generate more leads to your website using SEO. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm going to give you guys an over-the-shoulder shot for a client I'm currently working with. And we're going to start with draining cleaning. We're going to be using some AI tools along with a SEMrush tool. So let's do it. So I went ahead and logged into the back end of my WordPress account or my client's account, and they have a plumbing website, as you can tell here, based in Tucson. Check it out if you need their services. And what we are doing is we are filling out the page copy for all the services they offer. And in this video, I'm just going to show you one example, maybe two, but let's start with drain cleaning. And so there are a couple of things I've already done. I've done the keyword research, and we could see that here. These are the keywords that I'll be using along with some other ones, and I'll show you how to use these in a bit and how I found them. But basically, if you're offering plumbing services in any location in the US, any city or suburb, you're going to want to use a tool like a SEMrush. Plug that in into keyword overview. And let's say you're in Chicago, then I might just do Chicago, if I could spell plumbing. Click search, and you'll see the potential keywords you can use. Just select the one that makes the most sense for you. Typically, you could just drop this keyword into search and see what your competitors are ranking for. Chicago plumbing, boom, that seems like a great keyword. And we can highlight some of the repetitive keywords here. So that's kind of how you do it. Just know that some of these keywords have similar keyword intent, and so we're not going to be using all of the same repetitive keywords. Like, these are just worded differently, but they're the same thing. And you can verify some of that information by just dragging this keyword into Google search, dragging this keyword into Google search results, and seeing what populates. So the next steps is literally drain cleaning. I'm going to open up this page. We can see it's currently blank, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a template that I already have for all of my services. And so we're going to go with edit with Elementor. Now that you have access to the Elementor backside of things, we can start optimizing this page. And so for example purposes, I'm mainly going to focus on building out the page copy, but you could follow along if you want to learn how to add templates to each page. Typically, when you install a theme, they come with different templates and different pages with some sample page copy and images. But I went ahead and created a custom template for this client. And so I'm going to show you guys how to install that briefly. So we click on the key, or even the plus sign sometimes works. Click on my templates. We can see I've got a couple of examples here already. I will be going with either the master service template or the service page template. And to find out what I need is I kind of want to get an idea of what the competition is doing, because I don't want to over optimize the page. And so I'm just going to open up the top 4 page results of Google and kind of get an idea or how much page copy is here. So we can see this is a really simple page here that's ranking on position 1 of Google. We could see we've got some page text here, some more here, and then all this here. We've got some coupons, which I don't consider page copy, but nonetheless it's there. And then we got some more features and benefits of why choose this competitor. A couple of stamps, a couple more information. Oops, takes me to other pages. More suggested services. And if you click on this, it takes you to other sections of the page. So it's got a good amount of page copy. Let's excuse me. Let's go ahead and see how much page copy actually exists here. I'm just going to copy that, go to word counter. I'm going to drop it in here, 380. So it's a pretty small page. Now let's try this one. Reviews. This one's got like no page text. I'm just going to copy everything, which is not true, right? home, reviews, book appointment. That's really not optimized page copy, but we're going to copy it. 200. The last one was 300, right? We could see there. Let's do the same for Cummings Plumbing, really popular plumbing business. Now they've got they have a lot more page copy, as we could tell. I'd even consider these images here, these add-on services or additional services as page copy. So almost 1,000 words, which is crazy. Drain cleaning services, also popular provider. I'm just gonna go to like right here. So 200 plus 300 plus 900 plus 500 equals that divided by 4 equals 1900. And now we divide this by 4, 470. So a page of 500 words should suffice, 500 to 1,000, since that's the upper range, being this one here. So all that to say is that now that I know how long I want to make that post, I'm going to preview my master template example, which I'll be modifying, of course. You can see that this is really thorough, really well laid out. And then we'll use the simple service page. Now, for what it is, it's drain cleaning. We're going to go with the simple one. So we're going to insert this template here, click insert. And the good thing about building out templates is that you can reuse these and swap out the images as you see fit. So for example, if I right click on the image, edit container, click on style, assuming you have Elementor, and I could click on the X here and delete that image and then swap it out for something relevant to drain cleaning. So potentially, let's find an image where there's someone working on the drain, which I should have somewhere around here. I guess I'm going to have to upload a new image. Give me 1 sec. So once you find an image, you just literally copy it, drain cleaning services. We want to give each image a descriptive name. So we can see here, drain cleaning services in Tucson, Arizona. And I believe I named that something else, but for whatever reason, it didn't say plumber doing drain cleaning services. So let's swap this out for the new updated image title. It's a good thing that this happened live. I'm just going to delete that. We're going to go to upload again. Plumber doing drain cleaning services. There we go. Plumber doing, performing, change it up a little bit. Performing drain cleaning services in Tucson, Arizona. Because we want to add a keyword and it still reads well. So we're going to add that. We could see the image there does not look too good because we've zoomed in on the dirt and trash, the grime. And so a couple things you could do is position the image differently. If we go to default, it goes right there. And unfortunately for us, we're zooming in on the dirty portion of the image. And so maybe if we could go, instead of going up, we could go down. So we can also just tab through all these options here and see what's best for us, or we can even add a custom position, which is really cool. The Y graph, we could see that that's modifying this a little bit. And I think this shot here is perfect because we still get a snapshot of what's going on in the background. And we could play with that, right? So if we go to publish and we want to see what this actually looks like live for customers, once you publish something, it's basically live. My site is offline, so people can't access it, my client site. they'll just see this. But when you publish it and your maintenance mode is off, then you could see kind of what it would look like. Let me refresh that. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We've got breadcrumbs so people can either go back and forth between the different services that they're looking for, right? If they click here, boom, this is now the new page for this. I could swap out some of these images to kind of illustrate before and afters, even videos if I wanted to of our services, which I think would be really cool. So having these cards is extremely helpful. And I think even if we were to change the radius for this side here to be more encompassing, like a circle would be nice. So basically flip this to be over here and then have this sharper and edge go on this side to kind of mirror this here. That's it. That's it. Basically mirror this here. And then I could swap out all the page copy, the phone number, which is going to be really easy, and a couple more page text that can be optimized. And so at this point, it's kind of just figuring out how many headers we should go for. So for example, if we know that the competitors here, we'll just go with the top three to keep things really simple. This competitor, you should grab a tool like Detailed to kind of give you an example of how many headers competitors are using. They've got 1H1, which is great. So Google understands exactly what the page is about right off the bat. H1 is the most important header in any page copy. And we can see they've got a couple of headers, some of them which are not too useful. 20 H2s and then 13 H3s. And so for me, H1, H2, H2, these are probably H3s. So they basically have, to me, they've got like 4 H2s, 1 H1, 1 H2, H2, so that's 2, 1 H1, H2. You can kind of verify drain cleaning. I've just been doing this for so long that I could just see the bigger the text is compared relative to the text underneath it is probably a header 2. And this is true because the biggest text near the top of the page or the hero image, which is this, is typically considered the H1. Anything after that following suit is typically H2. So H2, that's 1. This is probably 2, the review section. More about the services, so that's 3. This is 4, 5, and then 6 header 2. So anywhere between 4 to 5 header 2s is good. And then page copy underneath it, perfect. And so all of that to say that we're going to use ChatGPT. And so as you could tell, I've already been using ChatGPT for my client. I've basically uploaded a branding document, which you could see. I'll show you quickly here, which you could see here. It just basically tells them about their business here. And we've also got some images in terms of what to include for, say, like faucet installation, garbage disposal badger, shower valve, elongated round toilets, running a snake, etc. So basically, all this information, and it's a good thing I'm reviewing it live because I'm going to have to add some of this to the services that we offer. And so I uploaded that to ChatGPT and I basically told it to help me build out some page copy, right? So like I've been generating some ideas with it, like generate some H1 or H2s, some page description for, this type of service page, whatever the case may be. And it's been doing that, like, hey, tell me about this section here. Help me optimize the about page. I need a minimalistic one, yada yada. And in this case, I'm going to say need help building out page copy and sections or building out a content brief. I cannot form English sentences today. Pretend you have 5 years of EXP doing SEO work for plumbing businesses and websites. Here is the keyword set. Make sure to use exact match keywords. So don't change the order of the keywords, preferably. Use the exact terms as outlined is what I'm telling you. And add secondary / supporting keywords as needed. I think I've got, so basically this is the primary keyword. Primary, this is the primary keyword. Secondary set of keywords. And then when I add like 3 pound signs or three quotation marks in a row, that just means I'm feeding it information. It's not necessary to do, but it just helps the system understand, or the tool understand what I'm giving it. So here's the brief that it built for me. It's pretty good. It tells me what keywords, secondary keywords, what the select should be. So the URL, drain cleaning Tucson, which is what I have as well. So we are on the right track there. This is what the header 1 should be. I might add just in Tucson AZ, just to delineate between any other places that sound similar to that, and to differentiate and use keywords related to the local area. Here's the intro paragraph. It's kind of giving some instructions to a writer on what to write about. Mention we offer 24/7 availability, our experience, and the service across residential and commercial properties. We've been draining, cleaning Tucson and variations, drain cleaning issues. So this is what the header should be. Here's some of the bullet points we should include. More about our drain cleaning services in Tucson. So we're using some additional keywords in the headers, which I love. It's not too thorough with the headers, but it's a simple service, so we don't want to go overboard. We don't want to use too many header twos anyway, so this is perfect. Again, I might add drain cleaning in Tucson AZ. And I basically told it to, the next instruction was great. Before you work on the next service brief, go ahead and keep my client's tone of voice and brand, flesh out the brief, including the intro paragraph, and add a FAQ section with succinct answers. Keep them 50 words or less because we want to try to rank for frequently asked questions. So the FAQ snippets like these here, or people also ask. So if you see here, most of these are pretty succinct, with the exception of that one there, but everything else is pretty, it's not that long. Let's see, word counter. Yeah, under 50 words, so that's why. And another thing to note is that some big companies literally just try to optimize for ranking in the people also ask section because they generate a lot of traffic. And so here we have a fleshed out section of drain cleaning in my area. And so what we're going to start doing now is we're going to go and drain cleaning in Tucson AZ. Let's go ahead and copy some of this information here. So let's start with the meta title and meta description, since this is the first thing that people will see when they visit our site. And so let's exit out of that page, exit out of that page. Got too many pages open here. Gosh. That's perfect. So, okay, let's click on advanced. Sorry, let's click on view page. Click on edit with Elementor. Click on SEO. Click on edit snippet. This is what it is right now. Let's paste what ChatGPT gave us. As we could see, it's extremely long, and I knew from the start. But drain cleaning in Tucson, Arizona. We'll call drain 24/7 plumbing. It's still too long, so we're gonna just delete that mess. 24/7 plumbing. Not sure why I still like that, but that's what it is. Quick Router 1. I think we're gonna add that. Drain cleaning in Tucson, AZ. It's still a bit long as we could tell here. So let me 24 service, 24/7 plumbing. We could even say, looks like that's what's going to be open 24/7. Drain cleaning in Tucson. So this is a keyword that was given to us. As we could see, that's the same one I have for the primary keyword or this service page here. And I'm a little OCD. I'm just going to do that. And now we're going to copy the meta description. So as you can tell, if you've never done SEO, it is a lot of work. And I could have generated this myself here, the meta description, the page title, which I've done for all my clients, permalinks. But if you've got a lot of pages here, then this typically serves ChatGPT just saves you a little bit of time. But if you don't know what you're doing in terms of what prompts to give it, then it's still it's no use basically. But it does a great job, even if you don't know too much about the prompts you should give it. Call now for fast, affordable service. Boom, that's beautiful. Another thing we're going to add is let's start with the intro since we're already there. So we've done the SEO portion of it. So right now I've got to figure out where I want to add that. We can see that these big blocks of paragraphs are sections where I can add some extra bit of text here. I'm thinking I want to add it there. So right under the header 1, which is where the intro paragraph would be. And I'm going to publish that so I can see what it looks like because it looks like a lot of text, right? I could add some space to the words, to the header, but I'm thinking it'll be all right. I'm going to also swap this out. And so let's go ahead and modify the title. Yeah, I'm going to keep that there for now. We can always modify that later. At the very least, we have the main keyword here. We have the main keyword in our page title and inside our meta description. Now let's go ahead and beef out the rest of this page. Okay, so let's go to the second section. I don't think I've got a FAQ section here. So there's a couple things I could do. I can go to the dashboard. I can go to my templates. I can go to the master one. And I'm pretty sure I could copy the FAQs section. And so now we're doing this live. So if I scroll all the way down to, to this container section, which is where I have the FAQs, I'll right click, click Edit Container, go to Structure, click on the Structure tab, which you can open like that by clicking on these little 3 layers, squared layers. Accordion, item 1, item 2. So I've got like couple of containers there. So I think if I just copy that, then I add that maybe like near the top here, paste. Boom. And let me go ahead and undo that. Would I want to know if I could just copy and paste it this way. So if I paste it that way, that works, but it looks a bit odd. So I'm going to click on Command Z or Control Z to undo that. If I click on the plus sign and I click on paste, now we can delineate between what section starts where. Click publish, and I want to see what that section looks like. So if you click on the little preview changes little icon and we scroll down, we can see that this section is now there. Or we can add that near the bottom since we've got two gray sections here. I'm not fond of how that looks, so we're just going to click on the X. To undo that, we're going to click on paste. Boom. And then we still have that weird section here. Scroll down. That's this. That's that. That's that. We're going to leave that there. We got the heading. We got the button. So I know for a fact that's not this. But there is a section here. Let's go ahead and publish, and now let's see what that looks like. So as you can see, there's a lot of work that goes into modifying a page, building out a service page. And so this literally represents the amount of work that goes into all these sections here. This feels like an afterthought, and so we're just going to remove this section altogether. Plumbing services. I can even add it near the bottom here. Yeah, that's going to be a better option. Just paste information there. Now let's publish. I think that's better. We don't need to beef it out too much. We just need a couple of FAQs. Boom, yeah, looks good. So we'll probably just end up using them all. But now that that's done, we can add the FAQs. How do I know if I need drain cleaning? We're just literally going to copy each one. Click on, in case you can't see it, click on each item. Click on paste. How do I know if I need drain cleaning? How much does it cost? Boom. Is hydro jetting safe? Click on the next one. These are all changing out as we're doing that. I can add all of these as a matter of fact. So we could just go here. And if I need to add a new item, I could just click on that. I'm just going to choose one, but we could do that as well. And then once that's done, we can click on the text that goes underneath each one in order. Let's click on the next one. Now, I'm not sure how much this is, how much this is true. How much does drain cleaning typically cost? So we're just going to look that up and then have Google give us an answer. 150 to 240, 150 to 400. 150. I think that's reasonable. So we're just going to go there. So it says call for a quote, so that's perfect. And of course, I'm going to have my client verify that all this here resonates with this brand and is true, or if it needs changes. I want to add this to my answer. And damage, old, compromised pipes. That said, it can damage. That's good. That's pretty much good. Next section. We got an item and we got a text editor. We need a text editor section, so we're just going to click on add item because you can see there's nothing there. I'm going to click on text editor to go. I'm guessing right there. No, that's way too far. We can delete this. I'm going to click on Control Z or Command Z. Okay. Let's duplicate this and then let's drag one to the bottom. Is HydroSafe? Do you offer 24/7 plumbing? Not sure what that did not copy. Can you fix sewer lines? Boom. So now it is done. They've got the brush and they've got a white here. Publish. So as you can see, there's a lot of changes that need to happen. Not sure if I'm going to be posting this video live just because it's quite time consuming. But if you want to learn how to make the smallest of changes to your website, now you know how. It's a lot of editing, a lot of work, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting more videos and I will beef out the rest of this page copy. If you're curious, I will share the link below, or you can also visit quickreader1.com to get inspiration for your plumbing businesses.